Today is tough. Tomorrow is much more tougher. A day after tomorrow is beautiful, but most people give up tomorrow evening. Whatever you are doing, if you are just starting up in life, just expect that it's going to be tough. Sit back and relax. There's a whole lot of bunch of information I'm going to be giving you today as an employee, and especially if you are the type that hope to leave that employee level to something else in the future, then consider watching this video to the end. If you just see yourself working for others, taking paycheck, and you are satisfied, then that is the problem, and you are never going to get out of that trap. As long as you continue to sell your time for money, remove your mind from becoming rich, remove your mind from becoming wealthy. As long as you still take a paycheck, as much as possible, don't blame anything or anybody or any circumstances for whatever that has happened to you in this world. Not even the devil. In fact, not even God. Take full charge and full responsibility for what you are doing, and that way you will see how your life will turn around. Yes, I'm excited to be here. Good day to you. How are you doing today? Today is day 13 of our live session video challenge on Facebook. If you are joining me for the first time, my name is A. Kabir. We are going to be having this time together 1,000 days, and today is day 13. And amazingly, today we're going to be having one of the best sessions ever. Like I just titled it, The Gathering of Employees. I was once there, but I decided to remove myself out of it. And for so many people I know, of course, you've been an employee probably all through your life, or you are just getting started. I want to tell you today that there's a lot you need to know if you want to be even the best employee, or perhaps you want to work yourself out of being an employee in the future. So this video is for you, and you may need to sit back, relax, and listen to me today. And I'm going to be giving you some tips on how I was able to do it, how I'm still doing it, and how you too can do it. So once again, you're welcome to this session. And by the way, just like we always do, before we start every session, we usually present a quote by any of the great people, any of the successful people, either being it in business or whatever field, right? We present it so that we could have some kind of background starting, right? So this quote I have today is from Alibaba. That's Jack Ma, one of the millionaires, one of the first, self-made billionaires we have in the whole world. So he said, today is today is tough. Tomorrow is much more tougher, but a day after tomorrow is beautiful. But what happened? Most people give up tomorrow evening. Maybe I should say that again. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We have 3 people that have joined this live session already. Thank you for having me here, and thank you too for coming to join us. Okay, so today we're going to be having an amazing short session together. If you're an employee, please consider taking your pen and your paper. You might want to listen to this video time and time again so that you could get the nuggets that we have right in there, right? So like I said earlier, Alibaba said, today is tough. Tomorrow is much more tougher. A day after tomorrow is beautiful, but most people give up tomorrow evening. Now, let's try to look at these quotes a little bit. And like I said in my previous post, some people try to separate success from difficulties, which I told you is never going to be possible. So looking at these quotes now from a powerful person that raised from zero to something. Of course, so many places he has been rejected, even by Harvard. When he tried to apply for school, they say he's dull. Even he tried to look for jobs in so many places, he was rejected. But he raised to educate himself and become one of the best in the world now. One of the best e-commerce platforms you can have in the world now is built by him, right? So he is now telling you that if you are starting up, whatever you are doing, if you are just starting up in life, just expect that it's going to be tough. See, some people, when we speak like this, they just think maybe it's all about being a businessman or whatever it is. Even becoming the best employee. I'm talking to you now, you the employee, you that is working for people. I'm talking to you today. This video is for you specifically, and you might want to listen, because like I said earlier, I was there before. In fact, several places I've worked for others, but today I'm happy to tell you that I work for myself, and you can't imagine the freedom. So like I said earlier, where you are right now might be tough, right? Where you might be next might be tougher, But what I am promising you, that if you can resist, if you can work yourself, if you can work much harder, or if you know, anyway, let me even not say work harder, if you can work smarter by using some of these tips I'm going to be giving you, then it might help you work more smarter and take yourself out of it, not probably facing some of the difficulties me as a person have faced, all right, and I'm still facing, because it's phase by phase, right? So I like to start by telling you that success is always tough. That thing that is called success, it doesn't matter how you see it, right? But like I said again, when you talk about success, different people have different definitions for success, and I've quite seen a lot of them when I look through the work of successful people and listen to several of them. They all have a specific definition, and you too might have one, right? Anyway, let me just try to tell you that some of them just define success as freedom, having your freedom to do whatever you want to do at the time you want to do it without restrictions. For many of us that are employees today, we sell our time for money. We sell our time for money, so we don't have right to use our own 24-hour just like other people are doing. Seriously, we are going to learn a lot today. That's why I said sit back and relax. There's a whole lot of bunch of information I'm going to be giving you today as an employee, and especially if you are the type that hope to leave that employee level to something else in the future, then consider watching this video to the end. Somebody's just joined us again. I'm not seeing the names. Thank you for joining us. Today is going to be hot. Like I said, it's going to be hot. So like I was saying earlier, if you are an employee right now, you should know that it's going to be tough. If you decide that you want to move to the ladder, it's still going to be tougher, right? But don't give up. Like Ali Baba said, most of the people give up tomorrow evening, even when next tomorrow is beautiful. I don't know if you get. So what I'm saying in essence is that depend on what you define your success as. Some people define it as total freedom. You can choose what you want to do. You can choose the type of food you want to eat. You can choose whatever you want to buy, the kind of clothing you want to wear, right? Without restriction. Whatever you want, you get it, right? That's to a level what some people call success. And to some people, it's all about fulfilling your purpose in life. Like for example, what I like telling some people is, somebody might just want to be a teacher. You want to be a teacher, and happily you got all the qualifications, a teaching grade, whatever, you got the certifications, and then you got the job, and you have fulfilled your purpose in life. Even some of our parents go to the extent of telling some of us that even if I'm alive or not, you should become so thin and so that. And some people even work to fulfill the purpose of the death. Anyway, I'm not saying you should not disregard whatever your parent must have told you, but there's a whole lot you might need to do, right? Because everybody, including your father, if he's late or alive, have a purpose to fulfill in life. So, but the most important thing is for you to discover your own purpose. When you discover that purpose, you develop yourself with the right skills to be able to achieve that purpose, and eventually you achieve it. That's another definition of success. I don't know if you get. Some people just look at it like being wealthy is what? Is success. Whatever it is, you as an employee that is listening to me today, you should have a purpose of your own, even when you work under people. Earlier, before I start this session, I was like, maybe I should even title it as employee that work as if they are owner of the company, or employees that work as the CEO of the company. Yes, you can be an employee and be in charge of the company, and that's the best way to go. I'm going to be giving you some hints. You see, this topic is very deep, but I'm going to try as much as possible to do justice at least within 30 minutes so that we'll not spend much time. But let's try to break it down. To start with, first I want to tell you what we call cash flow quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. In this cash flow quadrants, Robert Kiyosaki was able to classify people into different 4 categories, right? And thank you for joining us. Somebody's just joined. Please, if you want to help me, as soon as you join, you can just help me type something wherever you are joining us from, and perhaps if you have question along the line, you could just feel free to type. You know, as much as possible, I'm going to be doing this for 1,000 days. I'm so excited to be here today. I don't know why, but I am so happy, especially because this is the 13th of our live session. I see some people keep coming consistently to watch. Ilyasu, this is Abdulkadir Ilyasu. Thank you for joining us. This is Idris Abdullah. Thank you for joining us. And we are going to be continuing this for 1,000 days, probably beyond. But at least I've set the vow that yes, I'm going to be fulfilling this, and let's get going. Today is day 13 once again, like I said. So today is for employees. Yes, if you find yourself working for others, it is not bad, but if you settle for that, we are coming to a lot of points. I'm going to be telling you how you should manage yourself. If you settle for that, that's where the problem is. Just like I said, Robert Kiyosaki have classified people into 4 categories. Number 1 is employee, you that I'm talking to today. It's just like the ground states. You know, I consider being an employee like where you need, okay, thank you, my brother, well done for the last update or latest update. Thank you so much, and thank you for having you here. That's coming from Idris Abdullah. Thank you for the comment. I love it. I think this is the first live comment I've gotten ever, and I celebrate this. Just like my mentors will say that anytime you have small wins, you celebrate it. At least I'm having first live comment for the first time. Thank you for that. So quickly, we have 4 stages. Stage number 1 is employee, which is you, if you are in that shoe. And this video today is specifically for you. Stage 2, that's self-employed, right? If you are self-employed. And stage 3, if you are a business owner. And the final stage is investor, right? So all of these 4 stages, we are not going to be explaining it today, because our focus is for the hints or tips and how you can move yourself out of being an employee, or better still, how to work like an employee but being a business owner inside that employee. It's that amazing. And these are some of the secrets on how you can actually move yourself. If you just see yourself working for others, taking paycheck, and you are satisfied, then that is the problem, and you are never going to get out of that trap. It's a trap, right? It's a trap. Like James Jani call it. It's a rat race. You continue running. That's why they give you salary, you spend. They give you salary, you spend. You mustn't even necessarily know what you are doing with that money, but it's going, and your life is going. Your time is counting. We did a video about how to manage your time. So today we are going to be adding. Like I told you, this is a continuous process, and if you keep joining my sessions, you're going to be gaining a lot. So everybody has to belong. Just you listening to me right now, it's either you are an employee selling your time for money. That's what you are doing, by the way. If you are an employee, the time you have, that's what you are selling for money. Exchange it for money. Now, as long as you continue to sell your time for money, you are never, remove your mind from becoming rich. Remove your mind from becoming wealthy. As long as you still take a paycheck, you go to work, you work for others based on their instruction, and these people pay you money after the end of the month or whatever, maybe a wage, maybe daily or whatever it is. But as long as you still go to work so that people pay you money, then you remove your mind from becoming rich. But even though, let me also repeat again that it can always be the starting point. The problem is, if you settle there, you must never ever sell your time for money. As a matter of fact, one of the most mind-blowing information I got from Robert Kiyosaki that shocked me then, like electricity, was you must learn to work for free. This information was like, it was not resonating with my head. Like, he said, you must learn to work for free if you want to be wealthy. I was like, then why am I working? If I want to be wealthy and I should be working for free, like to a layman, it means like you should walk away, you should work for free for people without taking money. Little did I understand that it's a way of working yourself out of poverty. poverty mindset. It's a way of telling yourself that from today I work for myself. By the way, like I said earlier, you can still be under somebody working for another person, but you develop a mindset of you are working for yourself. I'm going to explain this elaborately. Just calm down. Like I said, this session is going to be one of the most interesting sessions, because I know that a lot of people out there are employee and you are going through a lot. I've been there. See, I started my life, like I always tell people, after my NYSC, I graduated from the university, my first degree. I started teaching in a classroom, taking 10,000 naira as far back as 2017. So I started by taking that money. One thing with me is I can always move from one place to the other, from one school to the other. I can negotiate myself. I did a video about negotiation. Please go and watch it if you have not watched it. Scroll down. I don't know which of the days, but go and watch my video on negotiation. You can always, you as a human being, whether you are a business owner or not, you can always negotiate yourself to where you want to be. But most of us, we are not even confident enough. We don't even know about ourselves. So how do you negotiate if you don't know what you want to sell? You as a human being, you are like a product. See, the way I study business, if you understand business, you are going to enjoy your personal life, even your relationship with female or a female with male. If you know your value, you know your worth, you know how to negotiate yourself, Baba, you will enjoy this life. So what I'm saying in essence is that if you are an employee right now, or you are self-employed meaning that you no longer work under somebody's instruction. Let me make an example, like people that drive boats or Uber car now. You work for yourself because the work you are doing is more or less like, if you feel like going out to drive, fine. If you don't feel like going out to drive, then fine, sit back. Like basically you don't take much instruction from people. It's all your decision to do what you want to do. But the difference here again is that you still sell your time for money. And even though you take little instruction from people, it takes a whole lot of discipline to be able to stick to what you need to do. Ask business people. One of the most difficult aspects of business that I've seen ever is discipline. Wake up at the time you're supposed to wake up without anybody watching you, without anybody instructing you, without any oga telling you are coming late to office today. Like, discipline yourself to do that thing you are supposed to do at the time you are supposed to do it. Look at yourself now, being an employee. You've been working under people. Do you know that even your job description, they have to keep telling you every day, go and do this. I have some staffs around. I have some staffs under me that I have to tell them, oh yeah, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you? If you ever allow yourself to be pointed like a remote, just like you are a TV and they have to press remote literally before you start walking around to do what even you know you are supposed to do, you are not disciplined. That is the reason why you have to keep working for others until you die. Because if they leave you alone, you are going to be poor. You will not have anything because you are not disciplined enough to be able to go for what you want. It's not as if you lack what you want. It's not as if you don't know what you want. Actually, in most cases, people actually have some dreams within them, but they are not disciplined enough to go to where they're supposed to get it, to learn what they are supposed to learn, to be able to, because you need to, like I said earlier, I define success. I said people that discover their purpose, develop these necessary skills to achieve it, and then also are able to what? Channel that skills into business wise so that it generates money, or so that it creates value for people to throw money at. Now some people don't even know their purpose. You see why people have to be pressing you like a remote control for you to work for them? They have to buy your time, because the only thing probably you have that is valuable, which everybody have on this earth, is your time. The rich don't sell their time. The successful people don't sell their time. I don't know if you get. They don't work for money. It's money that work for them. That's too big for you to understand. For most employees listening to me today, this might be too big for them to understand. But like I said, we're going to be doing this for 1,000 days. So we take it bit by bit by bit, because I know I'm developing on something. So if probably you are watching this level for the first time, you might consider going back to my day 1. Today is day 13. And more are coming. So don't expect that you just listen to one of my videos and you're already good. No. We are developing you. I don't know if you get. I've gone through some of these stages, and I'm telling you as I go. That's one interesting aspect of it. Even today as I'm talking to you, one of the things that pushed me to want to do this video is because of the experience I have with some of the employees I work with. And it will amaze you. Take for example, do you know that even when we have employed some people to serve as a customer service, you still have to remind them, I've given you so number of customers to follow up with. How many of them have you follow up with? How many of them are successful? How many of them have received their orders? They will say, okay, let me check. Sir, sorry, I was not online. Don't you see that you are like a TV? They have to press you before you move. Can't you see the reason why things are not working for you? Can't you even have, at least for once, can't you decide something and do it? Even when you have decided to take the job, you are still so lazy that your employer had to tell you what to do. Oh my God. All this has been an introduction. By the way, I have another comment. All the time, don't worry, I will call you later for lovely little business that I will create for you. Add, and I have not had you. Okay, thank you Idris. Okay, I think you can feel free to contact me anytime, please. Right, thank you. Feel free to contact me anytime. You can come to, in fact, if you are not Idris too and you feel like you need to talk to me, you can always come to my DM. Just come to my Facebook, right? Just come to the end and I'll be there to respond to you. Whatever, I'm willing to give value for free. Most of you, these things I'm giving are supposed to be monetized. You're supposed to pay me, but I want to give it for free, right? Just like I was saying, now we decided that some of these staff, why not we place them on commission, since we have to be pressing them like a remote control before they will respond. Guess what? Just within 30 minutes after the meeting, like, okay, if you deliver so number of orders, you have so number of amount of money from your delivery, and they just swing into action. Like now, it's like you are doing it for yourself, because the number of orders you deliver depends on the amount of money you get. So just suddenly they take charge. Their brain wired them to like, wow, I'm doing this for myself now. But what you don't know is that if you don't learn to do things for yourself, even when you are doing it for others, pretend that you are doing it for your own sake. That is more helpful for you. Yeah, Mr. Jake, thank you for joining us. I saw you, I sight you. He's one of my friends. In fact, so much encouragement from you, and thank you. Today, our topic is, can I remember the topic? Anyway, it's for employees. We are trying to help you, guide you through how you can work. So let's begin to mention some of the few steps I have down here. I actually listed them. We might not be able to do all. And like I said, we might not be able to cover everything here. Thank you, Mr. Jake, for your comment. Thank you. Fire. Wow. Thank you for the support. So now, these are some of the tips. Like I said, you must take responsibility, full responsibility of yourself wherever you are, either a business owner. But what I said is, or what I've noticed and observed is that most business owners already mastered that act of discipline to take responsibility for themselves. Just like most of us, if something happened to you, you feel like somebody else is responsible. I was watching a video just a few minutes ago, and there's one guy that they call Dr. Water, this guy that was selling water some days back, and they gave him about 15 million to go and establish a business for him to support him. Do you know that this guy squandered the money? You know, he said he came complaining on the media. I saw it that he has wasted all the money without knowing what he did with it. But this guy, the reason why I bring that story now, the guy was saying that it is a spiritual attack. That is a spirit. You see, as much as possible, don't blame anything or anybody or any circumstances for whatever that has happened to you in this world. Not even the devil. In fact, not even God. Don't blame anybody, any creature. Take full charge and full responsibility for what you are doing, and that way you will see how your life will turn around. So what I've noticed is that from my before person to me now and to where I'm going, the more responsibility you take for yourself, the higher you will go. Like the easier life become, even though it's challenging. But for people that run away from taking charge or taking responsibility for their life, that's why, like I said, if you're an employee, you found out that the only thing you can do best is to take instructions, take orders from your boss and keep following. It's good, but that should be like a starting point. A reasonable person shouldn't just continue all your life, live your entire life taking instruction from people. You don't have freedom of your time. You are doing well, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Jake, my friend. Thank you. So, and we have, so I said one of the first steps is identify key result areas of whatever you are doing. If you are working under anybody, there's what we call the law of three. Brian Tracy explained this very, very well in one of his books. They call that book, I think he explained that concept in 2 of his books. One is Eat That Frog, and the second is 100 Unbreakable Laws of Business Success. If you go through those books, you find this, the law of three. Now, in the law of three, he said, if you're able to line up all the responsibilities you are given in the office, please, if you don't know, sit down with your supervisor, sit down with your boss, sit down with your chairman, whosoever that is responsible for you. Sit down with the person, let the person list out all that you're responsible for in the work, in the job. The reason why you are on the payroll as a what? As an employee. Take charge of your life, take responsibility, do this job as if it's yours. Right? So that is the only thing that we push you to want to know, what exactly am I employed for? And once you know it, now this is the next step. Write them all down clearly. See, it is very important because thinking on paper is one of the best things that can happen to you. Right? So that you read it loud. This is my responsibility. Now begin to look at, out of all this responsibility, the law of three now, which are the most important? Number 1, mark it. Number 2, mark it. Number 3, look for them. Even if they are scattered around your list, look for them. Now, if you are able to identify those 3, congratulations to you. That is the only 3 jobs that can put you ahead in your work. And focus on it. Whatsoever that follows, whatsoever you have listed, even if they are up to 100, they are just like spices. But the most important thing are just 3. And once you can do those 3 well, then all the remaining one will submit themselves. As a matter of fact, if you do those 3 well and you deliver results, even your boss will relieve you of the rest, and you tend to be more efficient, effective, more productive, and your life will be better, and you will be paid better amount for delivering those 3 tasks out of all. See, you may not understand this thing. Why? Because you are not practicing it. Me that I'm telling you, I knew what I had to do. See, living my life from classroom, I told you earlier, moving from one school to the other, also moving up to a lecturer level, lecturing in the university, as you can look at me. But I was still not satisfied. I had to move myself out, to resign with my hand. I lectured for some years. I had to resign because I've seen the end result of where lecturing is taking me to. If I want to stay there, even funny enough, one day I asked AI, do we have any lecturer that is a billionaire in dollars, even in naira? AI told me nothing like that, except that they are doing something else. So why should I stay there? I mean, anyway, you might think that I'm money conscious, but I want to be a billionaire, like a billion. You are seeing a billion. Congratulations to you. You have met a billionaire today in dollars, in euros, much more than that. But you have to start somewhere. You see, all these rich people you are seeing around, most of them started like an employee. But the difference between them and you is that while working for others, they were working to learn, not for paycheck. I'm coming to there. I said identify your key areas. We are done with that. Law of three. Then number 2 is deliver more than you are paid. Did you hear me well? Hold your ear. Deliver more than you are paid. This is a secret. See, ask your oga for additional responsibilities. Oh, oga, you have written all this one down for me. Is there anything else I can do? But a wise person will first of all make sure that you achieve the key areas of this one, even the rest, before you, in fact, volunteer to help your colleagues. I am here now teaching you, gentlemen and ladies. I have a lot to do. I have work to do, but I've dedicated this time to helping you. Why do you think I'm doing that? You know, there's nothing for nothing. See, take your time, do extra work. What you are not even paid for, do it. It will amaze you that the company will inform you one day to even increase your salary, to even announce you, to celebrate you, to gift you cars. I was watching some videos some days back. A lady working with GTEX Homes. If you don't know GTEX, go and search a company owned by Dr. Stephen Akintayo, one of the people I listened to. Even before coming online here, I've read some things about him. I always follow them. I read everything. Pay attention. This is the only way you can move yourself out of working for others and working for yourself. And the more you can work for yourself, the more you can move that ladder of self-employee, what do we call it? Business owner. Business owner is when you are now able to start buying other people's time. Like you have money now that you start using that money to buy other people's time, and they don't have choice. They have to come and work for you, because as far as I'm concerned, no matter how, you are still continuously going to be having people that don't know how to manage their time. They want to sell it, and then you have people like us that we want to buy it. And you know, the more people's time you buy, the more product. It's as if 5 people are working for you now, within 24 hours you have 24 hours times 5. Oh my God, these resources are there for you. Anyway, that's for business owner. The topic is not for today, but I'm telling you the benefits or what you stand to gain only if you can discipline yourself, only if you can stop thinking that you are worth nothing, only if you can caution yourself out of just being instructed around your office. It looks very abnormal for people to keep telling you what to do. You are a grown-up child, for crying out loud. You should be responsible for your life, and until then you are not going to be making any progress. I don't know if you get. So work more than you are paid is a secret. The next point I have here is that don't work for a paycheck. I've said this earlier, but let me still repeat it for you. Don't work for money. Even if you are working for other people now, assume it as if this is your office. Yeah, thank you, Zachary Sabafavu. Thank you. You are watching us live. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I hope people are enjoying this session. At least I told myself that today I'm gonna do justice to this topic. I don't want to exceed 30 minutes, but if I do, just pardon me. I just want to. There's a lot you need to learn, but we literally can't do all today. And in fact, if I drop this topic, I might not even come back. Not necessarily. We have so much other things, but with time, you know, it's interwoven. So let me know waste time. So do not work for paycheck. Don't work for money. See the trick here. If you are working for people, assume that this is my work. Take it to heart. Think about what you learn out of that. Understand? Find a way of connecting with your, right? I'm having network problem. Find a way of connecting with your bosses. Discuss with them. Like, have this rapport. Let your boss love you for what you do. And literally, if you follow that first 1, 2, 3 steps, you will know that your boss will like you. There's some secrets now that they will be releasing to you. Like, you are a special person. Do you know that there's a way you are going to do your boss work as if it's your own, that your boss will now start inviting you to a special table? In our place, they say if you wash your hand very well, you eat with elders. And once you start eating with your elders, you are going. You become elder easily. That's what you don't know. You think you are doing somebody's work, and then you do it shabby. You don't pay attention. You do it anyhow. Now you are not making effort, you are not making results, you are not making progress, but they are paying you money painfully. Once it's time for them to downsize, you are going to be the first person on their mind. If it's time for them to reduce some staff because of course, economic hardship now in Nigeria, for example. Good to join you here. Thank you so much, Laozaki. Thank you so much for joining. See, if you are still working for others, this is for you. This video is for you, and you may want to watch continuously. You may want to keep coming back to this my handle, right, to watch, because it's not good for you to stay back. Don't settle for less. I think I have a point here. I have that point written here. Don't settle for less. Don't settle down for less. Whatever you are getting now, there are people that are getting more. Go for it. Nobody stops you. But until you are ready and you want to go for it, that's the only way you can go. If you're an employee, you can become a self-employed. Like nobody dictate anything to you. You do things to your own, you earn your money. And from there, you can move to a business owner where you have developed yourself so much that people now come to work for you. You pay them a little and take the chunk of money. You can now go to an investor. You have people that are working for you have generated so much money that you can now take some to go and buy properties, buy land here and there, and you multiply your money, buy stocks. See, nobody stop anybody from moving the ladder. You are just not doing it right. You blame the devil, you blame God, you waste your time waiting for God's time. Right? Like he said, it's your junior secondary school. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Abdulsalam, I think that's what we call you. I can see your picture. Thank you for joining. I appreciate. Yeah, thank you for the support. So now I said, don't settle for less. Also, another point is don't complain. By the way, I have some staff that I'm not giving them as much work as I give to others because I see their attitude to work. And this is another thing. Your bosses, they are observing you. Whatever you are doing, they are observing you. Are you delivering or not? So they are careful about, even they don't give you sensitive aspect of the job. And let me tell you that sensitive aspect of the job is what you need to learn if really you want to move to the ladder. I don't know. But now because you are not paying attention, they only give you something that cannot really develop you. And then you are in a cycle, rat race. For years you are there. I've gone to private school where I see people work there for 10 years, 15 years. What are you doing there? Something is wrong with you. If something is wrong with you, they are just using you. I don't want to use some certain words here, we are online, but if you keep working, you selling your time for money continuously without thinking, something is wrong with you. And the good news is, it's not as if nobody can develop themselves. You are just not ready. You are not asking questions. You are not going close to those who can help you. Start today. I challenge you. Okay, start today. Just hold on to one person that you know that this person is doing what I want. This person have the result of what I want. Go after that. I'm not speaking grammar, right? What I want. Yeah, American guy. How many of you noticed that my confidence have increased? How many days? 13 days. I've taken this vow that I will come online here. It is the same me that in the past. If I want to make a video, I had to, the fear, the nerves and all that. But look at me. Just day 13. Imagine what happened after 1,000 days. Some of you will be begging me to come and train your people in your office or whatever. But, I have to prepare myself for it. It's a journey. Success is a journey, if you've not heard. But how far are you traveling? What is the type of car you are using? How loaded are you? How fast are you moving? Which road are you using? See, ask yourself questions. So I have another point here. Seek opportunities within challenges. Some of you, once you see that the work is too much, now complain, you go to complain. You begin to give up. You begin to even be angry at your boss. See, always seek solutions. Those problems, because they are problems, that was the reason why you are employed in the first place. If there are no problems, if I don't have customer service problem, if I don't need to call customers, by the way, Nigerians, thank you for frustrating us online. Why would a Nigerian order for a product? The same Nigerian, you call him, he say bring the product, and at the point of delivery, he's not picking his call, only for you to tell him that you are disturbing him. Only for him to tell you that you are disturbing him. Stop doing all of these things. It's not good. But because of this attitude of customer that we business owners have studied, and we decided that look, we need a partner that will help us solve this problem. Now you that come to office, customer is frustrating you, you are now angry at your boss. He said, I didn't know this is how frustrating this job is going to be. Complain. And what you are not seeing is, if you are able to learn communication very well, if you are able to calm the customers, if you are able to solve their problems, you too can transfer that skill to selling something, and then you work for yourself, and then you pay yourself from learning. But do you know what you are doing? Now salary you dey wait for. Don't work for money. I've said that before. Don't work for money. Don't work for money. Do you hear that? Okay, now finally, What do I have here? Practice delayed gratification. Yes, you might be going through a lot of challenges in your office. Whatever task they are giving you is hard for you. You are still learning. You need to develop yourself. Your boss is not understanding, is frustrating you. Focus on learning. Also practice delayed gratification. Focus on delivering results for that purpose you are giving the job. I don't know if you get. There are so many things around these things. You understand? Some people just know how to blame issues on unnecessarily, right? So, like I said earlier, this topic is a wide topic, but I have to stop here so that I don't know how much minute I've spent so far, but I have to stop here. We are always supposed to do this within 30 minutes so as not to frustrate others and not to make it longer than expected. So if you are joining me for the first time, like I said, my name is A.A. Kabir, and this is our live Facebook session. We're going to be having this day 13. We'll continuously have this. Today is for employees. Probably we dedicate more time to doing so many other content for many people, of course, right? But our purpose is to be able to liberate people from that shackle of poverty, that shackle of lack of money. Of course, me that you are seeing here, you might think I have so much more money, but most of the money I have is here, right? But we are going to bring it to reality, so you too have the same. Do you understand? I've written a paycheck for myself in my head, although I've written it down, but it doesn't translate to money. So what I'm learning now is that how I can transfer that check I've written down into my bank account, and you too can do the same. So until you want to do that, you might want to continue listening to me from time to time, every day if possible, so that I will teach you how to do that, how I am doing it. Lucky enough for you, as I learn, I transfer it here. Some of you might think I'm perfect. No, I'm not. Part of this will make me perfect, and watch me do it. Until tomorrow, bye bye.